Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is doing very well this evening. I was just thinking throughout the day, what would be the first step that if someone came to me and they were thinking about building a house or an extension, what would the first step be before they went, full steam ahead into everything? And in my opinion, I think your first step should be, first of all, get something drawn out between yourselves, husband and wife, and get a length by a width, you know what I mean? And you can basically get a costing, a kind of generic costing for a self-build project based on the square meterage of your house. Now look, it is generic, so you could be a few bob out, but it's something to base the build off, so that's what I would say would be the first thing. I suppose once you had an idea of what it was going to cost, I think the next thing that you would do is definitively find an architect and an engineer, or there is possibly in different villages and towns around Ireland, there is people that do both, but I definitely find an architect and an engineer that you can work with and try and get them recommended. Like, there's so much hassle, people are having so much hassle out there at the moment trying to find engineers, and it's just engineers won't get back to them and all of that type of stuff, and it's just stressing people out, and it's a bad start, you know what I mean, because it's going to be a long old project, by the time you get your planning permission, and the whole process could be a couple of years in some cases. So if you could get recommended a good architect and a good engineer, and I suppose we have our own architect and engineer for our own company, Premier Timber Frame Homes, and I suppose we do an architectural service as well, but we don't use every customer. We qualify them because of the way our architect works. So for instance, our architect won't work anywhere or with anybody near peat or bog, and there is a couple of little different things like that, so that would be, I think, the first one or two steps that you should go through before going the whole hog. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, look, if anyone wants me to make a video on a specific subject, just hit us up, leave a couple of messages in the WhatsApp group, and I'd be happy to do one. Hope you all enjoy the rest of the evening.